Welcome to MOT 502, Applied Occupational Theory. I'm Brenda and I'm going to be your instructor for this course. Have you ever watched an occupational therapist make a quick shift in their thinking and turn from one thing to another in order to be able to provide what they think is going to do the best to help a client get better? Well, what you're seeing when you see that is theory in action. In occupational therapy, theory isn't something that's just sort of hypothetical or out there, kind of in the ether. It is something that we do and use every day in order to make our clinical decisions. In fact, this class should be called Think Like an Occupational Therapist 101 because it's exactly how occupational therapists learn to think to make those quick decisions that help our clients get better. So an occupational therapist will have a hypothesis about what's going to make this person better. And they'll draw on what they've learned. And what they're drawing on is evidence based on theory that's going to help them get to their goal with a particular client. So I hope that that helps dispel a little bit of your theory anxiety. We have some activities this first week to help us get started. Once again, I'm sorry that I don't get to be with you this week. My son is getting married September 1st, so it's a big week in our family. Need to get some family things done, and I'll be back with you next week. But I want to make sure that you get the textbook. This is Applied Theories in Occupational Therapy by Colin Tufano. This is a book you're going to want to hang on to. You're going to want to not just rent it or borrow it, but make sure that you have it on hand, because you will use it in your process classes as well as you're selecting theories to go with the interventions and the assessments that you select. So it's an important book to keep around. Students have told me in years since they took my class that they actually do continue to use that book. Another thing that they continue to use, that I actually just had a group of students telling me this last week, they use the theory analysis worksheets. Now this is going to be an assignment that you're going to do every single week. In fact, you have one due at the start of lecture next week. It's the theory analysis worksheet for the Canadian Model of Occupational Performance, or the CMOP. What you're going to do is read the textbook, and then there's a template that you'll see on the ACE course site under Lessons, Week 1. You're going to complete that template just for the CMOP. And then you're going to keep that template because each week you're going to be adding to it and resubmitting it to me so that I know you're keeping up with the readings, and so that you're creating this template that basically is a study guide that has all the different aspects of all the different theories that we're going to study throughout the semester. Now, students usually hate to do this assignment, but they love to have it done. And these students that I was talking to last week said that they had just been using their theory analysis worksheet on their fieldwork level 2. So it's something that you will use all the way through and as a helpful reference for you on all the different theories that we're going to study. So a couple of things as we get started this week. The lecture is online, so you don't have to attend lecture, which is going to be on Thursdays at 12 o'clock. But you can use that time this week to complete the video lectures and also your syllabus quiz. Yes, there is a syllabus quiz. It's basically so that I know that you know that you have gone through the syllabus and know the different assignments that are coming up. That's going to be in ACE tests and quizzes. It is short answer, and you can complete it as many times as you want. You can complete it with friends. Of course, you have to still submit your own. I recommend that you save your answers in a Word document so that if you do decide to submit it more than once, you can only change the answers that you want to change and don't have to rewrite all of them. So the things that you're going to watch this week are going to be a theory tour, which gives you an overview of all the different theories that we're going to be studying this semester. And you're going to need that overview because you need to select an occupation-based model that you're going to study for your paper. And some of those models that we're going to cover are actually going to come after the paper is due. So I want you to have sort of an overview of everything that we're looking at before you have to make that selection. So just for now, all you need to know is you need to watch that theory tour, and then there's a theory tour response quiz. You need to just tell me a couple things in response to that theory tour. And that the response is the questions are at the end of the PowerPoint, and you simply need to put them in a Word document and upload them to ACE under assignments. That will be due at the end of the day, 11 p.m. on Thursday the 30th. But due at the beginning of the class time, actually I'm making it due the beginning of the lab time, so due Friday by 1 p.m. is your syllabus quiz. So you can have the time to do that during the lecture time on Thursday if you like, and it's due Friday. Like I said, you can talk about it with friends, read through the syllabus together, look at the ACE course site together, and do that. So those are the two things that are going to be due the first week, is the theory tour and the syllabus quiz. There's also one more lecture that I want you to watch. It's going to be short. It is called The Umbrella of Theory, and it's simply making yourself your own study guide. It's going to look like this, and I would recommend using colors for that. So we will be talking about that in the video lecture called The Umbrella of Theory. So be looking for that one as well. And then you will typically, during class, when we have our lab activities, you will have a lab assignment that's due by 11 p.m. on the day of lab. Most of the time you'll finish those during class. You'll upload them during class. And the way I'm going to want your labs uploaded is you're going to, together as a group, create a Google Doc. Make sure you share that doc with me, because otherwise I can't see it or I can't edit it. Can't put my comments on it, so make sure you share it with me with editing privileges, and then you're going to put that link in lessons under assignments under the ACE course site. Only one person from your lab group needs to do that. Who's in my lab group? You can find that under resources. There's a tab, a folder that says lab groups, and they're listed in there. Also, Becky is going to be covering lab for me on Friday, so meet Becky 1 p.m. on Friday. She will bring your syllabus, so you don't have to print it. She will also bring basically the instructions that you're going to do for the lab activity that day. Yeah, she'll be taking care of that for you. Let's see, I've covered the textbooks, I've covered the syllabus quiz, I've told you the things that are due this week, I've told you the things that are going to be due typically, which is the theory analysis worksheet and the lab activity worksheet. Those will be due every time we meet. And then if you have further questions about the assignments listed in the syllabus, we can certainly talk about those during the second week. But for now, I hope you enjoy learning a little bit about theory, and I'll look forward to seeing you next week. Thanks.